Welcome back to the reading of Reclaim Yourself by me, Jessica Nuñez-LaMarre. Chapter 15, The Three-Step Rediscovery Process, Internal. I have created the three-step rediscovery process for the following areas where we tend to get stuck in internal negative patterns: stress, emotions, thoughts, guilt, boundaries, and self-criticism. Three-step rediscovery process for stress. Address your stress at the core using the three-step rediscovery process. My stress is now almost non-existent because I address it at the core and then move on. While this process seems lengthy, it is quite quick. I can do it in a matter of a few seconds, though when you first try it, it may take a minute. Soon, though, you will get so good at reconnecting with yourself that the process will speed up drastically. Key terms to know. A stressor is anything that causes strain or tension in your life. A stress response is our body's response to stress, which could be physical, mental, or emotional. The first time you do the three-step rediscovery process for stress, I recommend writing down your responses as you go through this process. While I didn't use to have time to journal, now I make time to journal, and there is something magical about it. I will write down answers that I did not expect. I will write a whole page, look back, and think, who wrote that? It is a great way to gain clarity and reconnect to yourself. Here is the three-step rediscovery process for stress. Take 3 deep breaths and then begin the rediscovery process. Now, if you're listening while driving, please wait till you get to a safe place where you're at home and can do this. Step 1, realize, become aware. What are the major stressors in your life? 2, what is your stress response to the stressors? Remember, a stressor is anything that causes strain or tension. Is your response physical, mental, emotional, or a combination of all three? Are you suppressing or repressing your stress response? Play this out the next time you feel stressed. Do you notice what you feel, but suppress it or push it down? Or do you completely ignore or repress how you feel? Do the feelings become overwhelming and you express and explode? How does your stress response show up physically? Could the neck pain, shoulder pain, headache, stomach ache, fill in the blank pain be your stress response? How does your stress response show up in your thoughts? Could your thoughts of not enough time, there's too much to do, when am I going to have time to do this always happen, what did I say that? Why did I say that? Or fill in the blank thoughts be your stress response? How does your stress response show up emotionally? Could the feelings of anger, sadness, frustration, irritation, guilt, anxiety, feeling unsupported or unappreciated, or fill in the blank, be your stress response? Where do the emotions of irritation, frustration, anger, guilt, or other emotions start in your body? As an example, my anger starts in my stomach and quickly expands into my chest like a fire in the wind, then explodes into my head, and usually comes out of my mouth. Initially, I didn't even know how my anger moved through me, and typically it happened so fast that I just noticed it either as it was coming out of my mouth or as I was pushing it back down. Step 2, reconnect, honor, and accept. Using mindfulness, which simply means focusing on the present moment. Take a deep breath, inhaling fully and exhaling fully. Do this 3 times, and then ask yourself the following questions. Remember, the goal here is to reconnect with you and to accept yourself just as you are. What is at the core of your stress? Physical. What does this neck pain, shoulder pain, headache, stomach ache, or fill in the blank pain need at this moment? What is this physical pain trying to communicate with me? Mental. What are the thoughts like, not enough time, there's too much to do, when am I going to have time to get this done? This always happens. Why did I say that? Or fill in the blank trying to tell me. What do these thoughts want me to know? What may need to be healed? Emotional. Could my feelings of anger have underlying emotions of hurt or sadness? Could the feelings of frustration have an underlying emotion of not being supported? And could the feelings of irritation have an underlying emotion of not being appreciated? Ask yourself, what emotion is under this feeling? What does this emotion want me to know? You may be surprised to find yourself coming up with a very fast response. Trust what comes. Your body has the answers. But if you don't receive a response immediately, just breathe a few more times deeply and ask again. The answers will come. As you go through these questions, continue breathing, inhaling fully and exhaling fully. Step 3, release. Listen to what you need, forgive, and bring in unconditional love. Listen to what you need based on what you learned in step 2. What do the physical, mental, and emotional parts of you need? Maybe they need a weekend getaway, or a massage, or to say no to a new project, or set boundaries. Or what if they are craving fun? What if they want to play, get into nature, hike, swim, pick up an old sport, take a bike ride, do art, pottery, sing, or possibly relax? What you need may not be something you have time for at that moment. Be compassionate with yourself. A part of you needs something. So when available, give yourself permission to do what that part needs. What you need will come from a place of love. If it doesn't feel like it is from love, then don't do it. Just take one small step to listen to what you need and create time. Forgiveness is imperative, whether that is forgiving yourself or forgiving someone else. Who are you harboring resentment or anger towards for the stress? What fears do you no longer want to hold on to that are causing stress? Who can you forgive for giving you those fears? Remember to give thanks to your parts and yourself. How the 3-step rediscovery process for stress looks like in real time. I'm late for an appointment and need to get out of the house, but one child wants help getting dressed, one wants their hair done, and one is crying because his rocks fell out of his dump truck. One dog is barking nonstop, and the other, a 15-year-old dog, just peed in the house. I can feel it. The feelings within me are boiling. I can feel I want to blow. I can feel I want to yell. But I know this does no good because I've done it plenty of times. And it just ends up with my children in tears, me in guilt, and all of us still won't have left the house. So instead, I use the 3-step rediscovery process. Step 1, realize, become aware. I can feel this in my back. I can feel irritation and frustration boiling up to anger. I can hear the thoughts in my head, we are going to be late. And why didn't I start getting us ready earlier? Step 2, reconnect. Honor and accept. The back pain, feelings, and thoughts are telling me that this situation feels overwhelming and out of control. These feelings of being overwhelmed and lack of control lead me to irritation and frustration, which then lead to anger. Now, you can leave it here and move straight to step 3, or you can go deeper and address the root cause. I know my anger stems from my childhood. I held on to a fear of not being able to control myself and ended up being punished. If I remain in control, I will be safe. Going into this level of awareness allows me to have compassion for myself while I'm in this situation. And after a few times, it only takes a moment. Step 3. Release. Listen to what you need, forgive, and bring in unconditional love. In this case, I need a break. I would love to write how I sat down in my meditation space and relaxed, but I didn't. This isn't my reality, and I bet it isn't yours either. I have 3 children, and sometimes I just don't have time for a break. Instead, I listen. I become aware of the fact that these feelings I feel in the moment did not stem from this moment, but arose from a moment long ago that was never healed. This allows me to see the situation as it is, a frustrating moment that brings up feelings inside of me, showing me what needs to be healed. Do I want to pass these feelings, thoughts, and fears down to my kids? No. I choose instead to stay calm, breathe, be aware of the moment, and know that I would rather be late than pass on this anger to my kids. Then I share how I feel in my body, which can help my kids identify what they feel in theirs. I also forgive others for instilling these fears in me and myself for playing them out over the years. As I continue to breathe, I have compassion for myself. I am remembering to love and accept myself fully, all of my parts. And with that, I feel calmer. 2 things I've realized. 1, trauma stems from past experiences that can impact how I act and behave now. In each moment, I get to choose how I respond. I can either respond to past triggers or choose to take a deep breath and use the 3-step rediscovery process. Knowing this, I can choose to respond differently from how I reacted in the past, full of unidentified and unhealed hurt, sadness, and pain that was covered up by frustration, irritation, and anger. I could choose to forgive all of those who passed this anger and fear down to me. I could forgive myself for continuing the cycle. I can forgive others for triggering these feelings in me. While it is not their intent, I can honor and give thanks for them showing me what needs to be healed within me. I do this process when it's available to me. There's still hurt and pain within me, unhealed triggers, and there are times when I make mistakes and react from those unhealed wounds. The key is forgiveness for myself and asking for genuine forgiveness from others.